A true story, in one of the experiences I had, showing يعني في الزوايا خبايا كما يقال. In the corners there are hidden things, only Allah knows them. First, it's important for us to know as a principle that we're not going to ever understand and know all of the ulama that have walked the earth. But that does not mean that they do not have their status and value with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe the amount of scholars that we know in our lives, we can count them on our hands. ولكن there are ulama and there are mashayikh and there are people who sacrifice themselves for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. And this story is about an individual, أحسبه كذلك والله حسيبه. I perceive he's like this and Allah knows best. One time in a journey we were doing da'wah, we went to the middle of nowhere in a region called Merti, which is in Kenya. You're on the rough for maybe 10 hours, let alone the other journey to get to that place. Village in the middle of nowhere. So we went there, we were doing da'wah with some of the ikhwa, akhuna Abu Sama, Farah, and some of the ikhwa, they accompanied us, Jazakumullah khairan. And they invited us actually to join them in this journey. We went on the journey, we got to the place. So there was a majlis, we sat in a majlis like this before the Salat al-Jumu'ah. Outside of the masjid, they requested a kalima, we gave them nasaih. It was being translated to their mother tongue. Then we divided ourselves, we went to different masajid for the purpose of da'wah. So on the way to one of the masajid, we went by a house of a man. The person driving the vehicle, he said, هذا مؤسس دعوة هنا. He said, this is the man who has founded da'wah here. He's founded da'wah here. So usually, coming from Yemen, coming from the Marakiz of Ilm, when you hear mu'assis da'wah, you don't understand where to put this on the table. Yani, did he bring jam'iyat? Did he bring charity organizations? Did he just establish Marakiz? Did he just build masajid? I didn't understand exactly where to put this. I said, let me see what happens. He got on the vehicle, we went together. So before he got on the vehicle, he told me this man is mashhur. He has sihr done on him. The elderly man came on the vehicle with us, so we went to the masjid. He did the khutbah. After the khutbah, he got up. He gave advice in their language. Then we ended up finishing our program there, returned back. On the way back, this is where the story comes in. On the way back, I was met by another man in some other village. And he said, did you meet a man called Abdullah Golicha? I said, yeah, I met him. He said to me, that man, do you know his story? I said, no, I don't know his story. He said, that village that you were in, that village, it was overtaken by Christians, I believe Catholics. Came to that village, which was Muslim. It was a Muslim village. And they turned them into Christians by way of a tamwil, wealth building, hospitals, pumps, different things were placed in order to draw the people in. And many of the people left Islam to Christianity because of the dunya. This is the danger which is out there. Alaytihal, he said that man, Abdullah that you met, he came back from his studies abroad. It may have been Saudi, I don't know where he went. But he said he came back and he said, I will not get married while my people are like this. I will call them to the Tawheed of Allah. He began a one-handed fight against the Christians and the kuffar, the murtadun, calling them back to the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he would go to people, he said, and he would say, I don't want your money. Just build me a center so I can call to the Tawheed of Allah. And he got assistance like this. He continued to call and fight against them and call and fight against them. Until he said 80% of those people who became murtadun, they came back to Islam. 80%. No social media, nothing. The village has nothing. I don't even know how strong the internet was there, the connection. Alayhi through the efforts and being sincere to Allah and calling to Tawheed, his people came back to the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Christians had no room to remain in the village. What did they do? They packed up and left. Allahu Akbar. They packed up and left the village. And then they did sihr on him. So remember I told you when we were going there, the man told me he had sihr done? This is from the Nasara. Intiqaman. Taking revenge from him because of what he did. They did sihr on him. Which he's still facing Allahu Alam if he's been cured. But a person like that, نحن لا نعرفه. No one knows who this man is. لكن الله يعلم ما هو عليه. Allah knows what he's upon. Allah knows what he's upon.